The People's House, the White House, a symbol of America. It's a place of power, a place of history. But it's also a place of secrets. For over 2 centuries, the White House has seen it all: joy, sorrow, triumph, tragedy. Is it any wonder that some say the spirits of the past still linger within its walls? Harry Truman, 33rd President, wrote to his wife Bess in June 1945, and I quote, "I sit here in this old house and work on foreign affairs, read reports, and work on speeches, all the while listening to the ghosts walk up and down the hallway and even right in here in the study. The floors pop and the drapes move back and forth. I can just imagine old Andy Jackson and Teddy Roosevelt having an argument over Franklin Roosevelt." End of quote. Completed in 1800, the White House has been home to every U.S. president except George Washington. Can you imagine the energy this building holds? The weight of decisions made within its rooms? Some say that energy never disappears. It transforms. It becomes something else. From the Oval Office to the East Wing, people tell stories. Whispers of shadows moving, voices echoing in empty halls. These are the tales of the White House ghosts. Join me, if you dare, as we explore the hauntings of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The spirit of Honest Abe Lincoln's lingering presence. No ghost story about the White House is complete without mentioning Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, assassinated at the height of his power. His spirit, some say, never truly left. Lincoln is the most frequently reported ghost in the White House. People claim to feel his presence, a somber energy, particularly in his former bedroom and office. Grace Coolidge, the wife of President Calvin Coolidge, was the first person to claim she had seen Abraham Lincoln's ghost. She described seeing the tall figure of the former president standing by a window in the Oval Office, gazing across the Potomac at the Civil War battlefields. During Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency, 1933 to 1945, there were numerous sightings of Lincoln's ghost. His ghost's frequent appearances were due to significant upheaval in the country. Psychics claim Lincoln's spirit resides in the White House, ready to assist during crises and finish what he couldn't before his untimely death. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt claimed to sense Lincoln's presence late into the night, when she used the Lincoln bedroom as her study. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, who visited the White House multiple times during World War II, shared a story of stepping out of his evening bath, undressed, smoking his usual cigar, and finding the ghostly figure of Abraham Lincoln sitting by the fireplace in his room. Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands even claimed to hear footsteps outside her room. When she opened the door, she said she saw Lincoln in frock coat and top hat and fainted dead away. Lady Bird Johnson, the wife of President Lyndon Johnson, 1963 to 1969, is said to have sensed Lincoln's presence one night while watching a television program about his assassination. Others reported seeing Lincoln in the White House, including Presidents Theodore Roosevelt, Dwight Eisenhower, and Herbert Hoover, as well as First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. Some say Lincoln's spirit is a comforting one, watching over the nation he led through its darkest hour. A guardian angel, perhaps, forever bound to the building where he made his final mark on history. There have also been reports of sightings of Abraham Lincoln's 12-year-old son, Willie, who passed away in the White House in 1862 from typhoid fever. The first reported sighting of Willie's ghost occurred in the 1870s during the Grant administration. As recently as the 1960s, President Lyndon Johnson's daughter, Linda Bird Johnson Robb, encountered Willie's ghost in the room where he had died. She claimed to have conversed with him during the experience. The Rose bedroom, which belonged to President Andrew Jackson, is said to be frequented by his spirit. Many White House staff members report hearing or seeing the former president in the room, often laughing loudly or using strong language. In the early 1800s, First Lady Dolly Madison established the iconic White House Rose Garden. A century later, First Lady Ellen Wilson ordered the garden removed. However, workers claimed that Dolly Madison's ghost appeared and prevented them from destroying her garden. Since then, a mysterious fragrance of roses has occasionally been noticed inside the White House, believed to be the presence of Dolly Madison's spirit. The laundry room spectre, Abigail Adams' eternal chores. Deep in the White House basement, there's a legend. The ghost of Abigail Adams, our second First Lady, still tends to her duties. In life, Mrs. Adams oversaw the drying of laundry in the East Room. It was the largest, warmest, and driest space available in those early days. Her ghost, wearing a cap and lace shawl, is said to have been seen walking toward the East Room with her arms outstretched, as though carrying laundry. Today, the laundry is in the basement, and that's where her spirit is said to roam. Staffers report cold spots and the scent of freshly laundered linens, even when the dryers are cold. President William Taft was the first to witness the First Lady's ghost gliding through doors on the second floor, as if she were carrying the laundry to hang out to dry. During the Taft administration, there were numerous sightings of First Lady Adams, with some tourists reportedly spotting her as recently as 2002. Some say she's a restless spirit, unable to leave her work unfinished. Others believe she's simply keeping a watchful eye on the first family's home, ensuring things run smoothly even in the afterlife. One hardly mentioned ghost reputed to haunt the White House is David Burns, who sold much of the land on which Washington, D.C., including the site of the White House, was built. A valet to President Franklin D. Roosevelt reportedly heard a mysterious voice coming from the yellow Oval Room, which identified itself by saying, "I'm Mr. Burns." The ghost of Anna Surratt, whose mother Mary was hanged in 1865 for her involvement in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, has been reported to appear at the White House. Anne's spirit is said to be seen knocking on the door, pleading for her mother's release. Every July 7th, the anniversary of her mother's execution, Anna's ghost is said to sit on the front steps of the White House. The north portico entrance of the White House is known for its ghostly sightings, including that of a British soldier carrying a torch, often spotted just outside the door. Additionally, some people claim to see the apparitions of deceased White House doormen still standing watch. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It's free and helps support the channel. Thank you for your continued support.